Hello everybody. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Ignite the Master Within. Today we are going to talk about something so important, which is actually life-changing, but that is also so underestimated. We're going to talk about igniting the master within us and how it can be really activated. But it's welcome Flora, Alice, hello. I'm going to talk about this topic because I realized that this was actually the missing piece when I felt so underestimated or not being able to I would say being perceived by others. So when you want to show up, when you want to succeed, when you want to have great results, when you want to get to a higher level in your business, in your life, you can follow, of course, several paths. You can try to work on strategies, actions to build perfect systems. You can combine energy work. You can, of course, increase your frequencies, your energy, your level, not only of energy, but also of awareness. And combine, of course, strategy and energy work. And of course, you can get to great results. But there is something, I said, so underestimated, so undervalued by most of the coaches, most of the mentors, most of the people who out there are actually teaching how to get to a higher level, how to get to something better. And this missing point, this missing piece is about being seen, being recognized in our intimate essence, in our unique way of being. And if you're here, if you're listening to this, you can probably relate to something I'm going to share about my childhood and about my also teenage, when I had to always honor family patterns and also family goals. I always had to, be the good girl, the high achiever one, the high performer, someone who could get what she wanted. But the problem was that was not what I really wanted. And I always found myself living and being compliant to what then were external goals, external results. And although I was that high achiever, the good one, the one who always, got very high marks, for example, I could feel it was never enough. I could feel that I was never enough. And tell me if you can relate to it. If there's still something in you that tells you you are not enough. Even when you do get good results, even when you are following maybe a successful path or business or whatever. And the missing point has something so important to do with our soul's recognition. What then I understood was that I had, as I shared yesterday in my stories, I had never been seen. Of course, I was the good girl, the high achiever. There was Rossella, who was able to get to what she really wanted, and whatever maybe she was choosing. But the real topic is, I had never been seen in my essence. My soul had never been seen. And it happened not only in my childhood, and this is something you can probably relate to if you have also experienced this in your life, if your uniqueness, intimate essence, your soul has never been seen at the beginning by your parents, then there's something that needs to be healed. And this is something that, as you probably know, I do not work on wounds directly. I do not work on our past, because what I do believe is that we can really activate a new life, a new beginning, a new way of living and being successful, where success is just our soul's plan fulfillment. So I'm getting back to the missing piece. And the missing piece is, if I have never been seen, if my soul has never been truly, deeply recognized, there will be a part of me that is missing something, that needs to be seen, that needs to be recognized. So, whatever path you are following, whatever you are doing in your life, and in particular, if you are someone who is guiding others, that this specific point that can be healed. And how can it be healed? How did I change my life? How this not feeling enough, not being enough, really changed? How could I, from zero, launch a business? How could become a mentor to so many people? How could I run a successful business? How could I be someone who inspires others if, until I would say 3 years ago, I still wasn't able to see myself? What happened then? something special happened. And of course, it's a process that involves two people. The soul, the person who has not been seen, who has not been recognized, and someone else who can see that soul, who can see that person, who can see that unique essence. And this happens when we open up in our vulnerability, with humility, with a specific choice of being supported. What has been really life-changing, and what not only in my life, but also in so many lives, in so many clients' life, in so many entrepreneurs' lives I've been guiding, is that specific soul's recognition. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you have never been seen, there will be that intimate feeling of missing something, missing, and not being, as I said, enough, not feeling good enough, not being able to really feel as a whole. So most of all, and I would say that it's more important than strategies, more important than energy work, more important than anything you could choose to start, to work on, is giving yourself the permission of being seen. What does it mean? It means that if you're still struggling, if you're still telling yourself, okay, I'm not good enough, I'm not able to get to that next level of business, to get to the kind of ideal relationship I'd like to have with a partner, or to move to my to the house of my dreams, to get to whatever you really want to, because there's something in you that you're still perceiving as missing, then giving yourself permission, allowing yourself to be seen is life-changing. This happened to me when I just prayed at a certain point. It was like, okay, Rossella, you're not able to study anymore, you're not going to get to another degree, to get to another title, qualification, something external, because that is not what is really giving you that strength, that missing point. And at that time, of course, I didn't know that. I'm sharing this because it was part of of my process, my growth process, my liberation process. And this is part of what have been so many entrepreneurs and clients have been experiencing through me. So I prayed that time, please help me. Please send me someone who can really help me. And what happened? A soul recognition happened. I allowed myself to be seen through the mentor I chose. Then, of course, I implemented so many strategies. Then, of course, I implemented so many energy work. Then, of course, I started to sell. Then, of course, I started to grow. But the main point that was life-changing was allowing that soul's recognition. And you could ask, and please ask if you have questions. The soul recognition, this magical encounter happens when we truly and deeply open to someone we trust, someone we choose, someone who can see what we are still not able to see, someone who can perceive and see our potential, our way, our future. And this happened to me. It was like, okay, had never been seen, but the first time I allowed myself to choose someone as a guide, the point was she could see me. She could see my soul. She could see where I was meant to be and meant to go. And that magic happened because, of course, I trusted her. And I allowed that soul's recognition. This is really life-changing, and it happens every single time I support entrepreneurs or souls, clients, anyone who feels this deep connection with me. And of course, as I have the gift that also my first mentor had, I can see your potential. I can see your essence. I can see who you are. And if you, of course, open up, if you trust, if you give yourself that permission, then being able to be seen, to be truly and deeply seen, maybe for the first time in your life, will be life-changing. And it will be life-changing in what terms? It will totally get you to another space, to another way of living, being, running a business, where whatever may occur in terms of external results, you know who you are. Most of the time, I meet people, entrepreneurs, souls, who maybe are already successful in their life, but despite their success, they're still struggling. They're still looking for something that is missing. This is the missing piece. The missing piece is giving yourself the opportunity to be seen. And then, of course, it's a process. It's not a passive, way of being seen and then the magic happens. No. But it's the start, it's the beginning of a new chapter. It's the beginning of something where you start seeing yourself. You start acknowledging the power in you. You start being who you truly are, no matter what people do, think, say, be around you. And this gives you such a powerful strength. This gives you such an extraordinary freedom for making the right choices, and most of all for experiencing a new, I would call it, dimension in your life. Last month, or maybe it was 2 months ago, I met a very successful entrepreneur. She was interviewing me, and she was quite, I would say, shocked when she realized, when she touched the kind of freedom and power I have now. She's much more successful in terms of visibility, followers, income than me. But she has no... Actually, she told me she had never been seen. And she works on helping others to become more visible. She's quite visible, but she's still trying to demonstrate herself. She can be seen. Why am I sharing this story? Because here you can see that the missing piece, the missing point is she had never been truly and deeply seen. The soul's recognition I told you about has not happened yet. So I really wanted to share this because I could spend so many time talking about strategies, do this or do that, or you can increase your frequencies, you can allow yourself to feel better in your body and how to work on your several bodies, and it's of course okay, it's fine, everything is okay. But unless you want to keep on struggling in your life, unless you want to keep on feeling that not being enough, not being good enough, for that missing piece inside you, what you really do have to allow yourself is giving yourself the chance of being seen. And giving yourself the chance of being seen is choosing someone you trust, someone who has already gained, as you can feel it, what you want to, then open up and allow yourself to be seen. This process can lead you to another dimension, can lead you not only to higher, better results if you want to touch, something from a financial point of view, from whatever aspect of your life, But the real point is, when you give yourself that kind of permission, which requires, as I said, humility, you have to tell yourself, okay, I cannot do this alone. I need someone. It happened to me. I never really trusted anyone in my life. I'm sharing this because this was really life-changing, because it was the first time in my life I chose to trust someone, to fully trust, to fully open, to fully be vulnerable, to fully then open and act in a new direction. But this was enabled by this openness, by the chance I gave myself of being seen, by someone who could see who I was, who I am. So please allow yourself to be seen. Please allow yourself to choose someone. If it's me or if it's someone else, it doesn't matter. What really does matter is choose someone and allow yourself to be seen. Once that soul's recognition happens, you open up to another chapter in your life. And it will bring you so many gifts, so many opportunities, so many chances, so many unexpected events and experiences. Because you choose to get from the knowledge, the level of knowledge, of knowing something, to the level of the consciousness. This was, the message from the bottom of my heart. I could be here, trying to sell you something so great and important, but this process is life-changing. And this missing piece is what is holding back so many people, so many guides, so many mentors, so many coaches, so many souls who are still waiting for something external because they are not choosing to be seen. I'm here for you. I'm here to see you. I'm here to allow this powerful process. I'm here to really amplify your energy. And we are going to start next week our Divine Leadership Program, which will be part of this powerful process. So if you feel called, please send me a DM. I hope this helped you. I hope this gave you a wider perspective of, okay, maybe I'm still struggling because I've never trusted anyone. Maybe you can relate to it. Or, I don't know, my deep desire is always giving you that word, that specific point that can open new perceptions. So, It was great as always to be here with you. I hope you really allow yourself to feel my words, to let the energy flow into you. I'm here for you. Bye-bye.